Update 1.9 had 87 hidden changes. They had 7 changes to the shop, including a pack for ambush, a pack for military equipment, file for blueprints, pack of weapon parts. They changed the special forces pack. They added a file with rare blueprints and a pack with factory parts. They made 9 changes to icons of weapons. The M16, the pistol, dual Berettas became the Colt Python. The Spike Devastator is now a modified metal pipe. Weapon parts became springs. The nail board became a modified makeshift bat. They changed the zip gun, skull crusher, and shotgun. They made 19 changes to recipes to include glue, which is now a very common item in the game. Here's a list of all the items that now need glue to craft them. They made 9 changes to how guns work, which nerfed most guns, especially the fully automatic guns, since most of them will start missing after enough shooting, or a weapon's weight will cause you to move slower. Each of these 9 stats represents something about guns, which I will be explaining more in my upcoming video about modifications. The reward list at the specialist in the bunker has changed. The specialist modifying weapons table has changed to a blueprint exchange. If you had Spike Devastators in your inventory, they now do 27 damage again because that modification adds damage, so the metal pipe still does 26 damage. The nail board is now a modified makeshift bat. The auto skill now has a 1-second cooldown. The S&W Magnum and nailboard blueprints have been removed from the blueprint list, and 2 learning points from the maximum pool have been removed as well. The dual Berettas, which are now the Colt Python, got a speed reduction of more than 50%. It was at 3.3 and now it's at 1.4. The descriptions of 5+ weapons have been changed a little bit, like the flare gun, which now says it does 10 damage, but the gun itself has not been changed. They made dozens of changes to the recycler, especially in regards to how it recycles weapons. As I mentioned earlier, gun parts are now springs, and springs now stack to 50. They changed the last room in Bunker Alpha Floor 2 and added a gunsmith bench there, so you can modify weapons even if you have not been able to build your gunsmith bench. But the requirements for building and finalizing the gunsmith bench have been drastically reduced, as well as the level required for building the gunsmith bench. The requirements to enter Sector 7 have been reduced as well, now only requiring 1 electronic chip. I kind of touched on this earlier, but many of your AK-47s and M16s that were modified aren't able to outrange a turret because most silencers reduce the range of a gun. They remove the small spark produced while gathering resources with a pickaxe. Melee weapons don't produce noise in raids anymore. This is not a bug. The producers of the game did this on purpose, which of course allows us to raid much cheaper now, which is good because raiding is now the best way to get blueprints for guns. If you do not understand why that is true, you should check out my video on how to get blueprints. People are very confused about how to get blueprints because they are extremely rare, but I explain how to get them in that video. A lot of players have been reporting a glitch where their character moves very slowly even without a weapon. This is fixed by dying at your base until the glitch is out again. Also, people are reporting a recycler glitch when recycling ranged weapons. This is not a glitch. Your chance of getting materials from recycling weapons is based on how much durability they have. So if you have 1% durability left on your weapon, then you reduce these numbers by 99%. I know that everyone that knows about this hates this. I don't think it's smart for the developers to make us sacrifice the fun of getting to use our guns in order to get blueprints and gun parts. I also don't think it's realistic because in real life, if you have a gun that is almost broken, most of the parts of that gun still work fine. And since the gun still works, I think researching it should be just as effective. I also think that trying to manage your guns so that you stop using them before they break require much of the self-control that used to define Last Day on Earth, but that is not how Last Day on Earth is anymore. Since update 1.6, the developers have continued to make changes in keeping with their declared intentions of making Last Day on Earth a hardcore MMORPG. If you have played hardcore MMORPGs, most of them require a lot of grinding. I have more thoughts on this, but since this is a hidden changes video, I will save my thoughts for a future video. The 84th hidden change is that some people have reported being stuck at the loading screen. Sometimes weapons are invisible in hand. People have reported finding a glitched gun in raids. If you see a gun that has a white square as an image, do not pick it up. Once those players equip that gun, the game crashes and they keep getting stuck at the loading screen. Since then, there have been 3 silent updates. Seems like these updates were all geared around fixing many of the glitches I just mentioned, but they did add a new glitch in which the hunger and thirst meter sometimes gets stuck at 99. Well, that's it. Hope that helps. Please remember to like this video if you did in fact like this video. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.